Yo! What's up, homies? We're back again, you know, as usual. But today's a little bit different. Today, we've got some serious plans. And by that, I mean I believe it's finally time to dive into the big castle. So let's get on up there and see what our plans are looking like. Now, we've obviously got our big ol' watchtower here ready to go, and we're going to be connecting a walkway right up to that corner. And that's going to shoot out until, I don't know, maybe here-ish, because there's going to be a corner where the big castle is, right about there. And then once we get that sorted, we can start on the castle. And it's just going to be one of those nice big medieval castles where it's just everything is really clustered into one big build, towers going everywhere, different rooms for everything you could ever imagine. And yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting using Deep Slate for this because I've done this sort of thing before, but I was using, you know, the whole block palette that I used over on the mining huts way over there. So this is going to be fun, but we do have to go gather our materials. So let's get down into our storage room, and actually, you know what? Let's go for another flying challenge while we're here. See if we can't get in here first try as usual. Oh. Anyways, let's gather up some shulkers full of Deep Slate stuff. Alrighty, we are all loaded up, I believe. We have cobbled Deep Slate, and we have cobbled Deep Slate, and we have cobbled Deep Slate, and we have cracked Deep Slate bricks, and, you know, some other brick stuff. And then we just got all the little stuff in here. Stairs, walls, slabs, you know, all that good stuff. And then these ugly ones. I hate these, but I'm going to use them anyways, maybe. And if we need to come back for some wood at some point, which I know we will, we do have some in here, but we also have a bunch in the chests. So I think we are loaded up for now. So let's go get on up there and build a little bit of a base camp atop this mountain. So I cleared out this little bit of an area. So let's start plopping some stuff down. Oh. And let's see, what else do we need? Bed, that. We need one of these, probably. So let's put our bed right next to the edge, as per usual. And then stone cutter, crafting square, and let's put the ender chest right there, I suppose. And there we are, set up. Now, let's just tear through getting the base done, or I guess the base of the base. But yeah, so we're over here. We're going to have a little jut out that goes next to the tower, and we're just going to come out right there onto that. And then this will kind of circle back around it and then head this way. And then, yeah, I mean, it goes over to there, and then it'll come back over here. And then over on this side, we also have another little jut out that we're going to do some stuff on because we got a nice little flat spot over there. So figure we may as well use that little bit of area for something else. I'm thinking since up here, obviously, is probably going to be that height, maybe. I don't know. I may staircase that down and do it a little bit lower, but I think this spot over here is going to be a bit lower even still. So maybe we'll have it come out to about right here and then take a little staircase down over to this spot. I don't know. We'll figure it out once we get there, but yeah, let's do a little bit of wall building and then we will circle back. So the base of the build is complete. How about it? And I just want to get this out in the open in case you're curious, which I'm sure you probably are. Yes, I completely forgot to light beneath this floor, and yes, it became the biggest mob farm in history. But that has since been taken care of, and we still have our lovely paid actor over here just, hanging about. But anyways, about this base to our build. So we've got our main level up here, which is where most of the stuff is going to go. There's going to be some, big buildings, maybe a couple tall towers and whatnot, just stuff everywhere. And for some reason, I decided to do this in 2 tiers. So we've got this nice little staircase leading down to tier 2. I haven't really decided what's going to go down here, but there's going to be stuff. I kind of want to do another blacksmith setup over here, just one that's more tied into the main castle bit, kind of like how they have it in Skyrim a little bit. But yeah, we'll figure something out for over here. And oh, I guess we should check out the walls, because all of the walls have been completed into big pillars and such. And it's kind of like that just about all the way around it. On the backside, we did a few as well. And the only place that we didn't, which you may have seen in the little time lapse we did, is right here. And I think I'm going to use this as some sort of entrance, either an entrance or just like a little viewing platform type thing. So we'll have to have another staircase come down here, or, a ladder or something, who knows. And we did end up tying the watchtower right into this bit of the build. It attaches to this wall right here, and then of course the opposite wall right underneath the stairs, so it's just kind of part of the structure now. So now I guess I could throw all of my shulkers back down, which I don't even remember what's in what at this point. But now that we're set up, let's get started, I guess. What should we do first? I think we're going to start over in this corner. We need a tower in this corner, I believe. So let's just do something simple. It'll be like just this kind of shape. And it's going to be leading into another building. This is kind of going to be the corner of a building. So these walls probably aren't going to matter all that much. But I figure we may as well build them anyways, because maybe they do become important. Who knows? I kind of don't exactly know how tall I want to go with this thing. Alright, I think this may be plenty tall enough for this back corner tower, because the building next to it I don't think is going to be quite as big. So I think we'll leave this right at this height for now. And let's just go and grab some wood so that we can do the roof. Alright, we got our wood. Now let's see if we can do a roof that looks decent. Alright, so I believe this roof is going to be doable. It's just a little tower, so we kind of can't get too into it. And yeah, we'll keep that. That's not too bad. Now, I guess we can start the building that's connected to it at this point, which is going to be essentially living quarters for the important people that live up here in the big, main, expensive castle. So I think we'll do it right off of here so that it's not just completely a flat wall running all the way along, however far this goes. Instead, I think we'll throw some walls along here, just so that A, no snow spawns, and I'm out. And we'll just run this along until, I don't know, we'll say there for now. That'll work. So now we'll keep going on the wall. Actually, we should probably decide just how far out we want this wall to be. But I guess we'll put some actual walls along here as well, and let's go to there. Why not? So let's see, we'll start this one over here, and run it along this for however long until we decide to stop, which maybe we'll stop like now. All right, so that's a pretty good size. This one is going to come out a bit more, maybe to like there. And then we will shoot it out this way. And we'll mix it up a little bit, throw some cracked boys in there, and... Alright, so this is about as big as this thing is going to be, I believe. So let's close it up with this last wall. There is going to be some stuff attached to it, but let's just get this main part of the building done first before we get too involved with everything else. So let's just get these walls built up a little bit, and then we will go through and detail it like I did with the rest of the build. So we have the walls pretty much completed until we go through and detail them. And now before we do the roof, I'm going to add in a couple extra walls right here because the roof is going to come up to a peak, but then I want this square of whatever it's going to be to rise up just a little bit higher than the roof, just to give it a little bit more depth. So let's say, so I think we'll do a little bit of something just like this. And then at the top of however tall this thing ends up going is going to be the king's quarters. And for now, I think I'm just going to outline it up here so that I can get started on the roof and at least get a little bit of something done. So now how high do we want this to go above the roof? So why don't we go up like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then it'll be a little bit taller than the tower, which I am A-okay with. The tower is really only there to give it a little bit more attitude. We'll use the word attitude for this. Why not? And then we will just get going on building up these walls. I was going to do like 6 or 8 blocks or somewhere in that range, but I figure, you know, it's a king, so he should probably have some big tall ceilings and, you know, maybe some wood beams going across, that type of thing. Just very royal, very elegant, very nice, very high end. You know, it's a king. I mean, I don't have to explain it to you. You guys are smart. Smarter than me, at least. All right, the walls of the king's quarters are up. So now while I'm up here, since we still have some wood left over, I think we'll start on the roof. So we'll start with some blocks along the edge this time. I actually somehow managed to do that on the wrong side. That is why you guys are smarter than I am. Now we're on the right wall. Look at us go. We're learning. We're getting there. All right, then we're going to do some slabs down here to give it a little bit of a funky transition, I believe the word would be. And then, of course, the same thing on the back side. And now, after building it and rebuilding it and then going back and adding in the stone edges and stuff, the roof is complete! Oh, wait, no, it's not. I wanted to add slabs in right there to hide that. Ah! But other than that, the roof is complete! Look at it go! Oh, my goodness, we got something done. Okay, anyways. Now, I think I have changed my mind on what we're going to do for the roof of the rest of this, and I think we're going to switch it up, not do a roof like that, but do something a little more castle-y like that. That way, everything up here will essentially be another landing. Like, this will just be another area for stuff going on. Maybe a big patio for the king or, you know, something like that. So let's get up there with our supplies and figure out what exactly we're going to do. And back down on the ground, but this is what our plan's going to be. We got to get up there and, you know, extend these up and then do the whole castle top type thing, and let's see how it looks. All right, so we're going to build this up just a little bit. We're going to sneak in some cracked boys here and there, obviously. Now, I think what we're going to do here is just pretty much extend it up like this and just make a wall all the way around the outside. Alrighty, now for a little bit of added flavor, we're going to try and place some walls in between each one of these and see how that looks. Alright, so the walls are in and it's looking pretty castle-y, I would say. I decided on the walls because it kind of just gives it like a little bit of depth, but it's not one entire block just sunk in right there. I think that looks a little bit better. So now back up here, essentially what we need to do is just give it this little castle look, I think. Hopefully this is the right spacing. Oh, that'll work. And hopefully it's the same going this way as well. That would make it nice and easy. And it is. Oh, boy, look at that. So there we go. The walls for this little are not done. I forgot about that little bit over there. Okay, we'll have to do that once we get the floor in, which we're going to do right now because we kind of need a floor up here. All right, and we got a floor finally, so we can work on this little bit over here. And now, luckily, we can get rid of that. We'll plug that hole up, and we can use our staircase over here. Well, our future staircase, because there's no stairs. All right, so we got our staircase complete. We had to switch sides. That's just, you know, that's where it led me to, right over on that side. So, ooh, I guess we should put another torch in there. It's a little dark for now. And it leads right down to here. And now we're down inside. Oh my goodness, we didn't put torches in here. So next on the agenda is right over here, we're going to build a little building that I'm going to call the Guards Barracks. This is where all the guards are going to be housed, right over in this area. Now, we're not going to butt it up right to this building. We're going to leave, let's say, a few blocks of a gap. Actually, I guess we should just put this wall right through here while we're here. And actually, first, let's carve an entrance into this. I think it's going to be right about here. Yeah, right in this area. So we'll go something like this. And then we'll throw the stairs in just like this. And that is how we're going to leave that for now. So let's get over here and we'll build these little guard barracks. Let's see, we'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll leave a 4-block gap right there for whatever reason. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. We're going to butt it up right to that building. So let's just throw a line of bricks here since there's going to be a wall. And then how far out should we go? Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I think we are good with that. So let's get this last wall in. Oops, nice, nailed that. And then we're going to have an entrance leading right into there as well. And we'll do a little something just like that. All right, I just got an idea. I think we'll do half of it a bit taller, and then this half will just have a normal roof kind of like that, and then the tower bit that's reaching up higher than that will have that sort of roof. Maybe that'll look decent. Let's see. Actually, I just changed my idea. I think we'll have the tall bit adjacent to that so that we can just have a walkway from there right into it, and then you can get down into there in another way. Okay, now we're getting ideas. So I guess we need to tear down this bit, and then I guess we kind of just have to decide how tall exactly this thing is going to be. We're going to do a little bit taller than this level, and then we'll have a little walkway up to the top, and then there'll be a staircase in there to get down inside. I think that's what our plan is going to be. All right, and then this will be the floor level, and then this will also come up, and there we have our staircase to get up there. All right, so there's the structure for our guard barracks. So let's do this wall while we're here. Well, actually, these walls while we're down here, because we can just immediately do the windows however we want to do them. And look at this, we did the windows exactly however we wanted to do them. We went for the iron bars just because it's guard barracks, and I feel like iron bars work with guard barracks, so that's what we're sticking with. Now for this roof. I'm kind of now undecided on what to do. I may just do one of those like single slope roofs that goes up just like that, angles up there, and see how that looks. So let's get out some wood and we'll give it a go. All right, so we're gonna start it using the general same technique that we've been using for the roofs, and that is going to involve just simply wood blocks like this, and then we have stone slabs here, and then we'll just kind of keep staggering them up like this and see where this brings us. Ooh, and this is going to work out just about perfect. Exactly pretty much where I was hoping this was going to go. So that's nice. And then, of course, we cover these ones up with some slabs, some stone slabs. I'm pretty sure you could still see the wood, though. Okay, so I'll have to take out that piece of wall. No biggie, it wouldn't really work there now anyways. And we'll replace that like that, and it's hidden. So then back over to this side, we do the same thing. And now we've just really got to do the wood part of it, which is pretty plain and simple at this point. Oops, forgot to switch that out. So we're really just mimicking the pitch of the roof and going up with it. All right, so the roof is up. Let's go take a peek at what this looks like and if we're going to keep it. And it is actually kind of good, I'm not going to lie. It's different, which I love. I don't want everything to be completely similar to everything else, but I think we're keeping that. I like that. So let's just fill in these little bit of walls here. And here we have the guard barracks completed. Obviously, just the outside, though, because I haven't done anything on the inside. But I am actually really digging this roof. It's different, and it's going to look different than just about everything else, I'm pretty sure. So you'll kind of know just by looking at it which building it is. So now we are going to switch our plan just a little bit. And this is essentially me telling on myself that I'm not used to doing giant builds like this. But that was going to be the King's Chambers. And I was like, yeah, that's the biggest part of up here, so let's use that as the King's Chambers. And then I zoomed out just a little bit, and it's not big. It's It's quite small, in fact. So we're going to do a very tall tower in this area with a little gap between and a bridge leading to it from here. And I think that might serve a little bit better as the king's chambers. He's just going to have his own giant tower. Who knows how tall it's going to be or what it's going to look like. But yeah, that's what we're going to work with now. The King's Tower in all of its glory. I'm not gonna lie, I've got a little bit of a beef with this tower. So it looks pretty much exactly how I wanted it to look. It's just got a lot of empty space on it, which I'm kind of not a huge fan of. But that's okay, we still have a lot of work to do. We did nothing on the interior. We have just done the exterior, and honestly, we may not get to interiors this video. But all in all, I am pretty dang happy with this thing. It looks, like I said, pretty much exactly how I envisioned it. It's just a little bit, you know, there's the blank space problem. So maybe I'll flare it up and just go add some more walls here and there and all these blank spaces and give it a little bit more character, you know, some of this stuff going up the walls and stuff. But for now, that's where we're keeping it. Oh, and we also did a lot of the wall right here. I took some of it down just because I have some changes that I'm going to be doing momentarily, which involve this whole thing, this gap here and out to somewhere right about here is going to be a floor or another tier, I guess we would call it, up there. So that's going to come out to pretty much where I'm standing. And then all of this is going to be underneath the quote-unquote floor of the next tier. And then that way, that is going to be up there so that when we go to do the next portion way back in this area, we can go up from that and go even taller, even further into the clouds. Just what we need to do, right? So let's take a little bit of a look-see at this thing. We, of course, have the staircase leading down to the second tier, which... just more work that I have to do. And then under here, this is kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, but it's going to be, anyways, under... you know, under this level. So this is kind of just going to be like storage in here. There's no way to get up into the King's Tower from here. So it's just everything's underground. Kind of like the Ragged Flagon from Skyrim or, you know, the Ratway Vaults. Like that's kind of the vibe that I'm going to be going for underneath this next tier that I build right there. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. I do not know. And, oh, actually, since I'm going to be doing that, I guess these windows are now obsolete. But anyways, I guess we could go through the interior. So first, to get up there, we have to go all the way through here and up this little staircase, which I am also going to redo. This whole tower is going to be redone. And then we exit the tower onto this tier, which is actually going to be pretty much the same height as the rest of the stuff over in that area. And then we come into here on the base floor. Now, all we've got so far is just the staircase leading up to the actual king's chambers and just a little porch right here. Just a nice little porch to overlook the rest of the kingdom. And of course, going up this giant set of stairs, we have what will eventually be the king's chambers. Now, I want to deck this thing out, make it absolutely royal, just in every single way. And in order to accomplish that, I simply have no idea, but hopefully we can pull something off up here, make it look really, really nice for our lovely king, who actually, you know what, now that I think about it, is me! Oh yeah, and last thing in here, I haven't exactly built the access to the little roof pad up there yet, but what the plan is for up here is this is essentially just going to be like a retreat for the king. I want to do this up with everything. I mean, I might even put like a little swimming pool or something, or, you know, something like that. Just, I'm going to have vines hanging everywhere. everywhere, some glowberries, some bushes. Like, it is going to be lush and beautiful up here. And I guess you could essentially call my plan like a rooftop oasis, I guess. I don't know. I mean, maybe not a pool. You know, I would like to do one. Actually, there is a lot of room down there to expand lower right here. Those ceilings in the room below are like pretty dang tall, so that might work. But anywho, also just want to throw it out there. I apologize if I'm super nasally in this portion of the video. I just went and played basketball for the first time in who knows how long, and apparently that makes me all stuffed up and nasally, so I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I guess it is finally time for us to get back to building, so we are going to rip through everything that I can possibly figure out that I have left in this last time lapse. So let's get it! That last shot flying through the snow may be the coolest thing I've ever done in this game. But anyways, look at this castle. I mean, I know I planned on going big, but oh, holy cow. Some serious deep slate went into this bad boy. But really, you really need to see the hole in the ground. It's unbelievable. But anyways, the castle. Let's get up there and do a little walkthrough. And here we are. We are inside the castle. So I guess we should do a little bit of a tour while we're up here. And where should we start? I guess we'll just start right here. So this right here is essentially just a little front porch. That's kind of all there is to it. But inside the walls, we obviously did a walkway all the way around the walls. And, you know, just some towers here and there, because it's a castle, you know, you gotta have towers. And this little bit right here, I have decided that this is kind of gonna be like, if you've seen Game of Thrones, it's a stage type thing, like where, spoiler alert, King Joffrey met his demise, like where they were having the show and he went down. So kind of something like that, maybe. Of course, we haven't done basically any decorating, or we haven't done a single bit of interior or anything, just the main build. So we do still have a lot to go. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. He's just so scared. So as we discussed before, this is the Guard Barracks essentially, and the spiral staircase tower behind that obviously got a little bit bigger, which you could have noticed in the time lapse. And over here there's no interior, but that, the formerly known as King's Chambers until I realized it was very tiny, is now just an empty room accessed by the spiral staircase. But how about something new? Let's go up into this new little tower that we did. Kind of got to wrap around here and go up the staircase over here, which also leads down there. And up here we have the first tier of this tower, which, I don't know, maybe we can use it as like a... It does look kind of lounge-like with this little plant here, so maybe we'll make this... Maybe we'll make this like a little comfy tower, a spa type thing. I'm sure we could figure out something to do in here as well. And then up on the roof, maybe we'll just keep the roof as some sort of guard tower. Oh, we're not even on the roof yet. I forgot there's another one. Up here, we'll keep as like a guard watchtower type thing. But man, it does look kind of cool with, it does look kind of cool with all these little tiers going through it. I do enjoy that. And now, of course, we're on top of the east side tower, which is much smaller, but let's head back down to the ground, because we need to check out these two little shops. Now, I haven't exactly decided what they're going to be, but we have the awnings out front for maybe like a fruit stand type thing out here, or, you know, something like that. And then the interior is obviously uninteriorized, as is everything else in the tower. I mean, in the castle, which I guess is... It's kind of a castle, but it's also kind of a fortress. Nope, we're sticking with castle. And then up on top of these stairs, there's another tier with a little kind of platform up here. Maybe just a little viewing platform for if you want to watch something that's going on there, or who knows what we're going to do down there. So then we've already looked at that tower, and the platform. So we come up this staircase now, and let's actually go over here first, because we did modify this. This used to go right down to the ground. This whole tower went right down to the ground, which now we have raised this up onto its own little tier. And I think I mentioned before that that's just because there's going to be more castle behind here on the rest of this mountain over here, which is going to go up from there and probably be taller than the King's Tower. Which, by the way, the King's Tower it's large. And I did end up adding just a little bit of detail. I added some walls opposite the stone bricks for a little depth. And then, of course, these little groove type things. I don't know what you would call them, but it's just stairs, you know, laid in there so that there's a little bit more depth in there. And we did, of course, we had to do the greening. We had to green up the place, so we put some little bushes everywhere. I don't know. I thought that these looked more, I don't really know what the word would be. I don't want to say royal. That's a little stupid, but they look very clean and nice when they're in a pot like that. So I thought they fit this castle build pretty nicely. But anyways, back over to this side. We're not going to go down there just yet. We got to go up and look at this little platform up here, which I guess could be another guard's platform type thing, looking down on the lower level and the staircase down there and all that. Pretty good view from up here, actually. But then back down here, of course, this little entryway leads to a staircase, which now goes down to this middle platform, which is just below the one we were just on and way below the King's platform. And we put some little trees up here and got a nice little overlook of the rest of the stuff going on down there. And then if we go back in and continue going down the stairs, we get down to what was the bottom of the King's Tower, which is now down here. This is kind of, as I said before, going to be like the Ratway Vaults from Skyrim. And before we go down, we did start the little maze that we're going to be doing in here, which is just kind of looping around itself. Not exactly a difficult maze, but that ends up right back on the main tier under the staircase. And then we get to the main staircase, which we've already done before. And this leads down into this big old room, which now has a little building in it, and of course some trees. And then inside this building is just, you know, some little area, maybe some living quarters, maybe something else. Who knows? We haven't gotten to interiors yet. And then back outside this big old arch we did is what is going to be some living quarters. And I mean, that's actual living quarters. That's the actual plan for this one. So there's going to be some stuff down here, and then we have a little tiny staircase to get up to the second level where there's going to be some more beds and stuff. So, you know, just some living quarters for maybe the less fortunate that aren't allowed up into the main big part of the castle. Who knows? That's a little bit dark and dreary, but that's what we're going to go with. And then we have, of course, a tower. You can't just not have a tower down here. This one's nice and little, but this one is over on the back corner, so it kind of sees everything that the other towers cannot see. Unless you're the king, aka me. I'm the king. And this thing does look kind of cool from out here. I really enjoyed how this ended up looking when I was done building it. It's very weird over there, but, you know, I like weird because I'm weird. We're all weird. Oh, yeah, and then under here is just... I actually did this on purpose, the half glass right here, because I want to put like a little desk in here, and I don't know what they could have done in medieval times that would require a desk for like somebody to be helping you through a sliding window, but we're going to try and make it work. Why not? And then to the big staircase, which is a big staircase. I didn't realize how far down it was until I got going, but here we go down here. This is actually not done on the far side, but there's going to be an entrance in right there because there's of course going to be a lot more stuff beneath the main tier down here. And oh, it'll actually lead out to that little not display, the viewing platform on the other side that overlooks the Great Hall and all that. And then here we go down the staircase all the way to the bottom. And then we just got a big old path that swings around and comes over down to another little staircase and then just kind of heads off in the distance. And maybe we'll make it go further to like another town or something. Who knows? And that is about the gist of the castle, I believe. I guess we could land up here in the king's chambers so that we could... go up into his, what do you call this? A patio up here, because he's got a very nice looking patio, very regal. And then we'll just have to deck this out all king-like, just like we're going to do in here. And he's going to be set, well, I'm going to be set up very nicely in my humble abode. And now that's just about the gist of the castle. As the sun sets, I would just love to say thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this castle. It was a heck of a lot of work. I'm very tired. I am gonna go to bed. Bye!